Okay. Alright, look at there's the hadith of the person who's bankrupt. The Prophet ﷺ asked the companions, أَتَدْرُونَ مَنِ الْمُفْلِسِ? Do you know who is the one who is bankrupt? So their answer is that, يعني يا رسول الله المفلس فينا من لا درهم له ولا متاع. The one who is bankrupt is the one who has no money, no currency, he has no possessions. That's the one who is bankrupt. So then the Prophet ﷺ explains to them that the one who is bankrupt is the one who comes forth on the Day of Judgment with a lot of good deeds. A lot of good deeds. But he has insulted this person, and he has hit that person, and he took the wealth of that person. So what happens? He starts to take from or they start to take from his good deeds. Because no one's going to punch anybody on the Day of Judgment. And there's no punching, no biting, no kicking. So how are you going to pay people back? You see, this is now, let's pay attention here. You know, if you do something, you sin against Allah, or you do something, an offense against Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah Azza wa Jal might forgive you that sin. Or might expiate it in this dunya, or in so many different ways of expiation. But if you do something against a fellow human being, they need to forgive you, or you need to seek forgiveness from them before you die. Or they will take it from you in hard currency, a real hard currency now. So this person, he's got a list, he did all the good deeds. So let's contemplate now. He had a lot of good deeds, which means he probably prayed in the masjid 5 times a day, he gave in sadaqah, he could have gone out to jihad, went to hajj, umrah, did all the good deeds. So he had this mountain of good deeds. But there's a whole line of people that he had offended. He insulted this guy and hit that guy and did some wicked things to that person. So now they have to get even with him, so they will start to take from his good deeds. And then when his good deeds expire, this mountain is gone now, there's still a list of people. So how's he going to pay them back? No more good deeds. So, excellent. So then he will take from their bad deeds, and then the Prophet ﷺ describes he will be thrown into the hellfire. Can you imagine? Someone who did a lot of good deeds, and salawat, and zakah, and charity, and siyam, and hajj, and umrah, and a mountain of good deeds, and then he's thrown back into the hellfire. But let's contemplate what he had to do to get to that stage. Because you see, the believers, before they enter the paradise, and they're all in front of the gates of paradise, they are called one by one. And whoever has something to take from another person will take it at that point. Because when they enter into Jannah, there's no hard feelings, and there's no one giving anyone dirty looks in Jannah. You still want me for that? There's none of that stuff, So when do we purify? When does the purification happen amongst the believers? Before they enter into Jannah. So think about the stages that this person went through. So, look, first of all, he goes through death. And death is very difficult for those who have bad deeds. Those who have good deeds, it's easy. So he made it past the difficulty of death. He made it past the questions in the grave. He made it past the torture or the torment in the grave. Made it past that point. And then he made it past the day of resurrection, where people stand for 50,000 years with the sun 1 mile away from their heads, no talking, no side conversations. He made it past this stage, because if you have good deeds, that day is very short. It doesn't seem like 50,000 years. He made it past that stage. And then he made it past being questioned in front of Allah Azza wa Jal, because everyone will be asked by Allah Azza wa Jal, one by one. He made it past that. Then he crossed the Sirat. And as you know, the Prophet described it, that it's sharper than a sword, thinner than a hair, craftier than a fox, suspended 500 years over the hellfire. He made it past the Sirat. And some people, they cross it, in the speed of like the lightning bolt, the flash of lightning. Others, like the blink of an eye. Others, like a fast racehorse. Others will run, others will crawl, and they will fall, and they'll be put back on it, and so on and so forth. He made it past that stage. He made it past all these stages, and then he's standing in front of the gates of paradise with all his good deeds. And after making it through all this difficulty, he's thrown back into the hellfire, wal-'iyadhu billah. Why? Because of his bad akhlaq. You see now that akhlaq is not just an extra thing that you add. And inshallah, once my beard reaches here, I finish hajj, my pants come up, and then khalas. And we're not belittling the beard or the hijab or the pants being above the ankles. But we're saying it's not that, well, let me do this and then I'll start to be nice to people. It's part of who you are, your good akhlaq. So this man was thrown back into the hellfire after passing all these stages because of bad manners. So it can't be that bad manners is not something very important in Islam. Everybody follow? Okay. I think you were waiting for too long, huh? Alright. That's why one of the early Muslims, his name was Yahya ibn Mu'adh, rahimahullah, he used to say that good deeds do not compensate for bad manners, while good manners may compensate for bad deeds. Nobody's moved, I see. That's amazing. He said good deeds do not make up for your bad manners. Did we see that in the hadith or not? The man had a lot of good deeds, but he had bad manners, so he lost all his good deeds. But then he says, your good deeds, they might make up for your bad manners. Thank you, sir. Your good manners, might make up for your bad deeds. Your good manners might make up for your bad deeds. How so? Just because we also know from the Prophet ﷺ that the heaviest thing on your scale. So what of your good deeds, what is the most dense, like really heavy? Take a guess. Thank you, sir. Your good manners, the heaviest thing on your scale. You would really imagine, you know what, do this. Someone who hasn't heard the hadith, take a poll and ask Muslims, what do you think is the heaviest thing on your scale? And those will tell you jihad, and they will tell you salah, and they will tell you this and tell you that. Akhlaq. Your good manners, the heaviest thing on your scale. So that means it's even so much more important for the believer to have good manners. And also Aisha radiallahu anha also narrates how the Prophet ﷺ described that verily a believer will attain with good manners the same degree as that attained by fasting and establishing salah. With your good manners, same degree as that attained by fasting and establishing salah. You also look at the hadith that talk about, the excellence of people or the best of people or the closest of people to the Prophet ﷺ on the Day of Judgment. Always you'll find ones that have good manners. The best of you, خيركم خيركم لأهله. The best of you is the best of you to his family. And I'm the best amongst you to their family. Again, here, the best of you, and we go back to something being related to akhlaq, something so simple. And you all know the hadith about the companion that Prophet ﷺ mentioned him to be of the people of Jannah, right? So someone else wanted to see what's his secret. We all know this, right? What was his secret? When he went to spend the night with him to see, maybe he's spending all night in prayer and so on and so forth. And the man just slept and woke up for Fajr. So then he told him, I just wanted to see what your secret was. Why did the Prophet ﷺ mention you as being one of the people of paradise? And then what was his answer? He forgives everybody, just clears that heart. Maybe you might want to go through any book of hadith and just pick all the hadith that mention great reward. You will always see that it's something simple mentioned. Always. It's just amazing. Every time. For if you want, all your past sins forgiven, or obviously the minor sins, you'll just say this simple dua. Or you'll fast these simple 6 days, and not 60 days. Always, you find it some great reward, but you have to do something simple. Now, he just cleared his heart. No issues, no beef with anybody. So, let me ask you this now. Because, I think we're all tired of Talk Islam. We all know about Talk Islam, right? We're tired of it. Very tired of Talk Islam. So, this is something that's really easy. Before you go to bed, you do it, you clear your heart. Can we all do that tonight? Yeah? Inshallah. We'll try to, before we go to bed, you'll think of everybody that you have some kind of issue with. Alright? And just forgive that person. The sister made fun of my hijab the other day. Alright, forgive her. This guy said this the other day. He tried to make fun of me. He tried to put me down in front of everyone. Just forget about it. Just forget about it. The reward is so great and the deed is so simple. So can we all do that?